Stitching May here to do a video. Guys, 2 weeks. It's been 2 weeks. Technically, yesterday was 2 weeks, but we're not going to count it because it's not been a month. We're going to count it as a 2-week video. I have a lot to show you. If you are coming back to my videos, thank you so much for returning. I hope you enjoy what I have to show you. If you're new, I'm Stitching May or Megan, and I do videos about cross stitch. Today it's mostly haul and new starts, but I hope you like what you see and come back for more. So like I said, I have a lot to show you guys. I do have notes this time. I do have notes. I'm a little more prepared. I have 5 projects that I worked on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 projects. 5 projects. I've already shown you that one. 5 projects that I've worked on. Only one of them is a web. 4 of them are new starts. And then I have a haul to show you. Disclaimer. I'm going to show it all to you because I'm kind of proud of it, because none of it that I pay full retail for. I got it through charities and then some like charity donations. I got some through eBay auctions and sales and destashing. Like, I work hard for my money and that's it. I have no excuse. And I loosely blame Brenda and the cereal starter because I've been binging their videos and watching them go through their stuff. It made me want to go through my stuff. But of course, I didn't go through the stuff I already have. I wanted to go through new stuff. And then that's also why I have all the cereal starts. Also, I blame them. Even though none of it is stuff they have, I'm still going to just loosely blame them. Somehow I am new to their videos. I've been binging them. I don't know how I was behind. I had lunch with Emily, and I had even talked to Laura, Laura, via Instagram and stuff, because she was thinking about doing the Calling Bird sampler with us, and somehow I followed her on Instagram, had never gotten the connection between them and Flosstube. I've been really behind on Flosstube. I'm catching up now, so maybe that's it. Nonetheless, I'm now watching them, and I got about 10 more videos, and I'll be caught up. So, anyway, I also blame my sister wives because they don't ever tell me no. So, neither does my husband. So, I blame everybody. None of it's my fault, right? So, anyway, enough with the excuses 3 minutes into the video. Let's just jump right in. I do have notes today, like I said. This is my little handy dandy notebook. It's just a little, one of those little yellow, I call it a legal pad, but it's not a legal pad because it's not big enough. It's one of the small legal pads. And this is in a little recycled vinyl holder. And you change out this notebook anytime you want to. So it just slides in and out. And then it clips over. This, I purchased this, quick shameless plug, from Shannon Green. And she's a YouTuber. She was one of the first YouTubers I started watching when I was looking for cross stitch. Apparently there is a book binding stitch called cross stitch, and I found her first. Even though I don't do mixed media, fell in love with her, love watching her. Now my son loves watching her. He listens to her when it's bedtime because her voice is so relaxing, and he loves to watch her when he goes to bed. So I ordered this and these bookmarks. Guys, she recycles the vinyl billboards and movie posters that you see. So it keeps them coming out of landfill. They're really sturdy. And then so there are the notebook covers. She has all different sizes. And then she also makes actual notebooks. She sent this one to my son as a gift. He thinks he is so cool because Miss Shannon sent him this. A YouTuber sent him something. And he's even got his own paintings in them now, where he's just slapping paint on them. He loves it. He thinks it's so cool. Anyway, I just thought I'd share that. I'll drop a link to her YouTube. I know some of you follow her because I've seen where you guys comment on her videos. And then I'll also drop a link to her store below. It's not at all stitchy stuff. It's notebook stuff. You can make it stitchy stuff because you can, keep up with your notes. Anyway, so let's jump into the cross stitch first, because that's what a lot of you are here for, is the cross stitch. The haul will be at the end. That way, if you don't care about haul, you can look away. So actually in order this time, because I can tell you in order. After my last Flosstube video, I'm not sure, I possibly put 15 stitches in and that is the trick, but I really think that was before the video. So I'm not going to show it to you. It's a whole 15 stitches. I'm not concerned. Would be Seeking Refuge. So, my Emily bag that got lost, I now have it. That's where Seeking Refuge is, because this bag was seeking refuge for a while. It was lost. This is what it will look like when it's finished. This is the small picture of it on the back. This is a working copy. I don't carry my originals with me. I do only a working copy because I am horrible to my stuff and I mark charts. So I have a big folder over here that says originals. This is done by Scarlet House. This Scarlet House. And I'm stitching this on my first time ever doing 40 count. It is a linen by Silk Weaver 40 count called, did I save the tag or did it finally fall off? It may have fallen off. I don't know if it should be in here. But it's not. It's a 40 count from Silk Weavers. I don't know the colorway. Sorry. I have no clue. And I'm doing it in the DMC that she lists on the chart. As I get my threads all tangled. Guys, it's so... I do use the Flossway bags, but then, like, I do have little ratty threads thrown in there. Not a whole bunch. Oh, there it is. Newcastle Tuscan Clay. 40 count Newcastle Tuscan Clay. I knew there was a sticker somewhere on this thing. I will have enough to do another project, another small project on this when I'm done. My needle minder just jumped off my project and stuck to my tripod. So if you felt, if it shook the camera, I'm sorry. It did it twice. It's what's so funny. I pulled it off the first time. The second time it like literally jumped off the fabric and stuck. It's a little dragonfly needle minder that a friend made for me. So all that I have done is the top white border. Not even all of it is done. It goes all the way across to about here. But that in itself is 222 tiny little stitches. Do you see that, guys? I'm loving it. This is showing up a little bit darker than it really is. There we go. That's the color of it. Slightly mottled. Again, I absolutely love Silk Weaver fabric. If you are willing to wait for it. I purchase it through their flash sale. I don't pre-order. I don't order anything specific because I've heard that is really hard to get, and even their flash sale can be hard to get. I'm somebody that when I purchase this kind of fabric, I don't have it in mind for certain projects, so it doesn't bother me to wait. And I'm somebody that will message and say, hey, where is this? If you're not willing to kind of keep an eye on it and message them, I don't suggest you buy from them. You do eventually get it, but you kind of have to encourage the shipment. How about that? See if that will show up better with the gray. Yeah, that's the color. This gray makes all the difference in the world. But that's that fabric. I think that was a purchase a while ago. That wasn't a new one. That was actually in my stash. Okay. I have to clean up as I go, otherwise I'll have a huge mess. But I still kind of toss stuff places. The next thing I worked on, that was a new start. The next thing was another new start. Ellen Reed. And the tiny, not the tiny modernist, modern folk embroidery. This is another one that's going, a portion of the proceeds are going to a charity in Canada, the Red Door House. It's to help victims of domestic abuse be able to get away from that. This was Ellen's family coverlet, and it's a Canadian heirloom. So this is what the entire thing will look like when it's finished if you stitch the 3 repeats. The original chart is 281 high, no, 281 wide by 146 high. In his notes, I think he reversed those numbers. But, and then you do it 3 times to get this. Or you can take motifs from it, etc., etc. I have decided I'm doing more than 1 repeat, but not exactly. My section is going to be from, see these little pin marks? From here to here. That way I get the full medallion. And then I get the full little, I'm calling these trees, I don't know what they are. Arrows, trees, whatever I call it. So that, hey, look, I can hold it in there and you can see. That's what mine will look like when it's finished. I'm not doing the full thing. It's going to be huge. And I have enough bats. I am stitching this on 36. It's technically 36 count linen. It's uneven linen. So it's like 36 by 38. And I'm stitching this in, I don't know that I think it's just, I'm going to call it lamb's wool. I don't know what it is. I'm stitching this in DNC 3847, which is this kind of turquoisey, greeny, emerald color. This is where I am, and then I had to put it down because I kept having to frog. It was driving me crazy. There we go. This needle minder is from Stitchnbutton. It is Medusa. I chose this one. Look, my camera's focusing in on her. I chose that one because sometimes I will send Ellen little snippets when I'm stitching or when we're chatting, and that's what my hair always looks like, because without product this curly hair is kind of crazy. So plus this week with all my new starts in my haul, that's kind of what I look like. I went ahead and pre-cut my floss, and I have it on this little rosewood manor. Come on, focus again, please. Floss holder. I use it this way. I think you're supposed to technically wrap it around these, but I use it this way. These were a gift to me from Kismet Stitches. But you know. I also have my floss in Dinah's The Trick. The black, the same way. Oh, and I stitched 276 stitches on that one. The next project I worked on, guys, I even have the order this time, is Good Intentions by Kathy Barrick Designs. This is what it will look like when it's finished. And then I also have the picture of what it looked like before this last progress. I didn't get as much on this one. I did 239 stitches on this one. This is stitched on, oh, I don't know the name of this fabric. I know it's a 32 count linen. It was gifted to me from Brenda, as well as this pattern. This is where I currently am. You're not going to notice a huge difference because what I did was fill in the white of this dress and start on this pair of scissors. That was it. My good intentions were to stitch until I finished this. No. Just like the quote says, I myself am made entirely of flaws stitched together with good intentions. And I had good intentions to finish this, and instead I started all the stuff. That is a needle minder that I purchased during a Stitch along 2 years ago. Not this year, not last year, the year before last. So 3 years ago, I was on Team Fireball. And I did 239 stitches on that one. This is my tea. The next thing I started, on the off chance that my husband is watching with my son, turn it off now. It is a new start that he can't see. So the story, this start has a story. Back during the month hiatus that I had an entire week of not stitching. It was the week before my mother-in-law had her surgery. We were busy getting things done before her surgery. I think I was stressed, and I'm not a stress stitcher. Some people like stress, like stitching does relax me, but if I am really, really, really stressed, I can't focus on it. So, my son is a video gamer. He loves his video games, and he had been trying to get me to play video games with him. I'm not a video gamer by any stretch of the imagination. And he finally convinced me to play this game with him that he had been playing for a while. And then I got addicted. Like, it was a tablet game. It wasn't like a true video game. I cannot do the whole controller with like more than 4 buttons. This is a tablet game. You can play it on your phone. It's super easy. It's called Among Us. It is a kind of a murder mystery game. The funny thing is I did get on Virtual Stitchers and play this game on my phone and chat with them, and a couple of them laughed at me. However, now they too are addicted to said game, and one of them is stitching this pattern. And when she started stitching it, I was like, oh my gosh, I absolutely have to get that for my son and stitch it for him. He has no clue. This is the first time I've ever stitched anything for him that he doesn't know that I'm stitching. So this will either be his Christmas or his birthday present, depending on when it gets done. My husband's like, well, he'll probably enjoy it when he gets older. Because I asked him, do you think he'll like it? And he said, probably when he's older. I talked to my son, because I was like moving some stuff in his room, and I moved some of the stuff I'd already cross-stitched for him. I was like, do you like it when Mom cross-stitches stuff for you? He's like, yes, I think it's really cool. So then, of course, I had to go ahead and start it now. I have it in another bag. It's not really in a project bag, because I keep it on the frame all the time, and I'm working on this when he's not around. This is stitched on. So it is made, this pattern is by Up Down Crafts on Etsy. I'll link to the pattern in the shop below because she has a lot of fandom type pieces. There we go. This is stitched on 32 count Yule, Y-U-L-E, by Picture This Plus. Ouch. I'll show you. So Natalie is stitching hers on a piece of Ice Pick Murder, which is perfect for the game if you know the game. And I fell in love with it, but I was like, I don't really want to stitch. I don't want to have to wait for the fabric to come from Australia, because hers is a dyer that's in Australia, and who knows when it would get here. I found this in my stash. It had been gifted to me a year or so ago by Brenda. It is the 32 count Laguna by Picture This Plus in the colorway Yule, Y-U-L-E. As you can see, it's supposed to be a Christmas fabric because it's green and red. But to me, this looks completely murdery. Is it bad that I'm like excited that this... But that's the name of the game. The way you play is one person's the imposter, the other 9 people are the crewmates. They run around, they try to do tasks to save the ship, while the person is the imposter and tries to murder everybody. And then you try to figure out who the imposter is. It's cartoon violence. It sounds a lot worse than it really is. It's cartoon violence. Anyway. So, this is the first little guy. He's the gray guy. And I have to do all 12 of them. But I'm working on it. I'm enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. I have done 647 stitches on this one. This is a Jack Skellington needle minder, again from Stitchnbutton. Most of my needle minders right now are coming from Stitchnbutton. I don't know when I got that one. I used this one because My son was Jack Skellington for Halloween last year, and that's been my favorite costume that he's been so far, because he's built very much so like Jack Skellington, and it was just a really cool costume on him. It's been my favorite one. Plus, I really love Jack Skellington. He and I both love the movie, you know, Nightmare Before Christmas. It's something else that we bond over, because we both love the movie. He loves the music of it. So that gets stuck away in this bag. I got this, oddly enough, it's from Connie, but it was part of a retreat gift where you passed this, you know, you did the whole pick a number, pass the gift thing, and this was part of the gift, and I got it from her. Guys, I'm not even halfway through. I'm going to have to like do 2 sections of this video. So the next thing I worked on is my cover piece. I keep this in a bag. That way when he's awake, this is what I work on, and I pull it out really fast if he walks in. That's why he thinks this is what I'm working on. This is Bird Cage by the Good The Bird Keeper by the Good Housewife. Again, I have a working copy. This is what it will look like when it's finished. I'll insert a picture of it in color. Guys, this fabric I dyed myself. I just wanted to play with fabric dye. I had an old piece of 28 count white linen that I was like, hey, let's see what happens. And I loved it. I fell in love with this fabric after I dyed it. And I was like, I had no intentions of starting this piece. And I was like, this piece of fabric needs to have the bird keeper on it. And I've got enough room to do another project on it. So this is just rip dye. I dyed it several times, several run-throughs, just different colors, splotching it up. I love it. Absolutely love it. That's pretty true to color. Emily, I showed it to Emily. She's like, it's tin roof. It looks like an old rusty tin roof. So I guess rusty tin roof is what I'll call it. This is my start on the piece. This one's too wieldy. Let's do this. The grays. I mixed 1, 2, 3, 4 colors to get this total. But that's my start on the first tree. It says I have 136 stitches. I feel like that's a little bit more, but then again, this is 28 count, so the stitches are going to be a lot bigger. This is a needle minder that I purchased a long time ago specifically for this project from No Name Needle Minders. She's currently closing her shop down, but I figured that worked very well because that's what it's going to look like. Look at the tans and the browns and the yumminess. I wonder if I'll probably never be able to recreate that. But there that is. And I keep it in this other little bag. A Georgia bag. See, it's got Northwest Georgia. It's my home. That's not exactly where it is, but it's close enough. And that is it for my whips. I'm going to pause here to where I can restart the video and it won't cut me off in a weird choppy spot. So I'll be right back. So I'm back now. Now it won't cut me off in a weird spot. So that is all of my whips and starts. Like I said, I have 136 on Bird Keeper for a total of 1,520 stitches since my last video. So I've been stitching on top of shopping. Now let's get in to the haul. Get ready. Sit back. It's going to be crinkly goodness, so you'll know when to look up. Sorry about that. I like the crinkle, so I usually leave it in my videos. It's going to be just in a random order. No specific order. I'll start with this just because it's the closest. Connie destashed some stuff. In her destash were some magazines, some Just Cross Stitch magazines. Guys, I absolutely love that Just Cross Stitch is now doing this on the back, in the very back, with just the design gallery. That way, a project gallery to where you can look for what you're looking for and find the page number. But I looked through and I kept them for specific things, like this one. I love this little tree. And I love these little flowers, which I'm going to end up wanting to get all of these, I'm afraid. Which means I'm going to have to go back and start getting all of this year's just cross stitches. She also, that was the June edition. There are a few here in this one. I really like these little mandalas. They're by Carolyn Manning. She joked with me because most of these I kept for one piece, and she's like, just don't rip them out in front of me. And to give her comfort, if she watches my video, I'm not ripping any of the ones that I ripped out were the old magazines that you can get for like 10 cents a piece at the thrift store. The newer magazines, I keep them fully intact. It's the fall one, not the Halloween edition, but it does have some Halloween stuff in it. And then this one. And then the Christmas ornament. Real quick with this one, if you are at all interested in me doing a flip through, I will not do pattern by pattern, but I'm glad to go like section by section and show the ornaments and tell you the names of them and that kind of thing. There are a few already that have been done. If you're at all interested in me doing a flip through, just let me know below in the comments, and I'll be glad to do a flip through. Not an official flip through, but just show you the ornaments, because this one is still out for sale. It's the Christmas 2020. The next three that I kept because it's a 3-part series. I will show you the third part, which shows it in its entirety. This is why I kept all 3 of these magazines. This is designed by Historical Sampler Company, and it's called the Spring Sampler. And they are in, part 1 is in issue 292, April 2020 of the World of Cross Stitching. Part 2, even though it's not on the cover, is in issue 293, May of 2020, again, the World of Cross Stitching. And part 3 is in 294, June of the World of Cross Stitching. And this is what the project will look like in its entirety. Guys, I just thought that was so cute. I love the April showers, spring May flowers. I don't know, I might change the colors and kind of darken them up a little bit, prim them up just a tad, because it's kind of bright for me. But then I kind of like it bright. Like, the only thing I don't like is this bright blue bee skip. Is that what they call it? Beehive? And these bright purple flowers. But I do like that part being that bright. And the other, I don't know. I may or may not change colors. I have no projected start day for this. Watch, it'll be next video because I'm starting all the things. But, yeah. So I've got more magazines to add to my collection over here now. Let's just do this. That's it. Yeah. She also destashed some Artiste glow-in-the-dark floss that she got. I don't know how well it will work. We will see. I just hated to let it go because it was pretty. She's destashed a few patterns. I didn't keep everything she destashed, I promise. And then some of it I kept just in case she wants later. And then another thing I kept for a friend that I think a friend will like. So there's the sampler collection. This one is called Americana Sampler. That was really pretty. See how the house is an American flag? Basket of Red, White, and Blue by Shakespeare's Peddler. Flag of Stars by Bent Creek. I think that's so pretty. And then Heart and Hand Miniature Heirlooms series. I may do this actually on black fabric and just stitch the white heart and hand. And then guys, there was also fabric that she destashed. Let me get to her. And threads. I'm not going to show you every single one of these threads. I will show you in general. They are Threadworks threads. So there's all kind of colors. This big bag, they're not color fast. If you want me to go through the colors, I will. If you're curious about Threadworks threads and you don't know a lot about them, I'm just now learning about them. I have one in my stash. I did not realize how readily available they were. This, I have the, hang on, I'll show you if I can find it. I know I have it in here because I saw, I was like, oh my gosh, I have that one. So now I have 2 skeins of that. I can make something with that. These come in 5-yard or 20-yard skeins. These are the 20-yard skeins. They are not color fast. They are roughly $4 for the 20-yard skeins, which is not bad at all. You can get the 5-yard skeins, I think, from 123 Stitch. There are some other places. This is the one that I have already. There are some other places that have the 20-yard skeins. So I already have one of these. So now I have 2. But theirs are usually highly variegated. I'm not going to go through all of them. Some of them are tonal. But I fell in love with them. So I kept those. And now I want to purchase more of them. I have some on my wish list. Hint, hint. Hubs for Christmas. Look at this one. This one, to me, screams Emily. I don't know why I'm with this green. My dog wants to go outside. Let me take him out, otherwise he will continue to bark once every minute until I let him out. Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. He gets to where he's annoying. If he's got to go out, he will bark every minute until you let him out. And I didn't want that kind of distraction. So anyway, I have these wonderful flosses from Miss Connie that will go into my stash. From my stash, I've already picked one out for me to become compliant. I don't like being a lawbreaker. And I've been being a lawbreaker. So, I will eventually start a red work sampler. This is by JBW Designs. It is completely, what's the word I'm looking for? It fools you because the chart's so small that it looks like it's going to be a quick finish. But this is actually 132 by 100. So I don't know if I'm going to do this one first. I'm going to use this red. It's called Wine Castle from the Threadworks. It's 10051. And I'm going to stitch it. Are you ready? 1/1 on this 25 count even weave. Either Laura or Brenda showed one of their pieces stitched. It was a Prairie Schooler stitched 20 on 25 count 1/1. And now I want to do all the things on 25 count 1/1. I have some that I'm going to start doing some Prairie Schoolers on. I don't know when I'm going to start this. It is a future start. I'm going to have it kitted up waiting. So there's that. Some of the other things that I got from Miss Connie was another 28 count Laguna White that I thought, hey, I might can dye that. So I will probably dye this. If you start to hear noise, there's going to be an air show near us-ish, town or so over, but we are on the flight path to the airport, which is why I'm doing the video today instead of tomorrow, because it's going to be loud tomorrow when all the planes are coming in. Anyway, she also gifted me this beautiful, I say gifted, destash, gifted, same thing, this beautiful Mystic Stitch. Is that who it is? Yes, Mystic Fabrics Woolly Bear Laguna, 28 count Laguna. Look at that. It's another beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece. Look at all the grays and the reds and it's like a purpley red color. That's pretty true to color. Let's put this behind it where you can't see through it. That's very, very true to color. And then there is a scrap. This pink and purple. I don't know what I would stitch on this, but I thought it was cute. A bright pink. A 22 count Hardinger lamb's wool. Which I was thinking that's close to the 20, even a prairie schooler on 22 count wouldn't be too huge. And a Hardinger Sea Spray 22 count. This is one that I would probably try to dye because I can now dye all the things. Not really. It's fun though. It's fun to just play. To just throw stuff. And then, I don't know. I was so intimidated by it at first. I did the first two things with the browns. They're in my stash. They're being stitched on now. Fell in love with it, but still wasn't brave enough to do so with my Dutch beauty piece. So I always want to call it the thing Ellen calls it. Still a little afraid. Then I played with this last piece of fabric and loved it. So now I'm like, oh, I'm going to dye all the things. I won't. Okay, that is, oh, one more piece from her. It is it looks like a 28 count linen. Just an odd cut. So, with that said, to where it doesn't sound like I'm just stealing all of her stuff, she also had her stack of finishes with her that she was going to show her mom and see like if her mom or them wanted them, that kind of thing. And I went through them with her and we picked out 11 pieces that she didn't really want to get rid of, but she didn't like them sitting in her bucket of success. Not her bin of shame, her bucket of success. And those 11-ish, there may be more pieces. Scott and I are going to we're going to look for frames for them, and then Scott's going to frame them. They're not going to be professionally framed, but in return for all her generosity of her destashing, we are going to help her get some of her stuff FFO'd. Rather than her letting other people have it, because she worked hard on it. So, that way I don't feel so bad taking all of her stuff. Plus, she knows anything that I have, she's welcome back to. Anything in my stash, really, she's welcome to borrow. So, that's the good thing about having stitchy friends. Like, not only do you have your stash, certain things you kind of have their stash too, because they don't mind you borrowing patterns, or sometimes even, hey, I've got this fabric and that would look great for this, I can replace it, here you go. The next thing that I purchased crazily on is I was added by Vic Gable, thanks a lot, to a group that was doing the Stitcher had a lot of things on auction, including a Vera Bradley purse that I got for a crazy amount, cheap. But the money was going, she was raising money to go to her Susan G. Komen breast cancer walk. So she had an auction style thing in her group, and I joined and I bought some stuff. I bought a purse. Crinkle, crinkle. I purchased this. It is by Charting Creations. Sorry, that is really crinkly. Presents Merry Christmas Tree Silhouettes. This also came with this one skein of Fiberlicious cotton in the colorway Jolly, which this will not be enough to stitch this. So I'm going to just add this to my floss and do like a little Christmas small with it. I was going to get more of this. You can buy a 20-yard skein of Threadworks for what this one cotton costs. And it's only a 60 meters. I don't know what that is in yards. So I decided that not to get this, and decided to go with some. Anyway, I didn't get this. I'll save this for something else. But there that is. This came together. I purchased 2 of the DMC Color Coloris. I couldn't decide which one I wanted to do. I got the 4518, which is called Cottage, and then I'm throwing stuff, 4519, which is called Elf. So the Elf is just red and green. This has got the browns, the pinks, the greens, and the reds. My husband said he thinks I should do it in this. I will eventually do it in that. I don't know when, but I went ahead and got it because my Michaels currently carries the Coloris floss. but I don't know how long they will do so. I'm not going to wrinkle that again. I'll put that up after the video. That's really crinkly. I also purchased from her this Teresa Kogut. It is the green-eyed kitty. Guys, how do you not love this? Like, that is just so cute. Don't know when I'll do it, but I love him. I eventually want to have like a little ornament tree at the house. This is stitched on 32 count, and it's 3¼ by 5½ inches. So I'll probably stitch it on a smaller count and make him even smaller. Is that O'Neill? It doesn't say. Belfast picture this plus of your linen of your choice. Please do not try to sell this. I don't know. I don't know what color it was on. Then also this Threadworks Primitive. Look at that. It is Quaker Clover Pinwheel. And that was all that I got except for the purse and that. Then I got some fabric. I hit the... So this was purchased before the last video, but in true needleworkers delight fashion, it was kind of stuck before it got shipped. It finally got shipped. This is 36 count Edinburgh linen antique almond. Guys, look at that. Isn't that amazing? It's a brownie. Let's see here. Not brownie. Haha. Brownie gold color. A little bit brighter than Oaken, but kind of reminds me of Oaken inside. I don't know why it reminds me of Oaken. It's not at all like Oaken, but it reminds me of a lighter Oaken. Just smack myself in the face. There we go. That's the color. I love Silver's fabric. Gosh. I'm glad that I don't live in New Jersey, because I would be in trouble if I was that close to the store, because then I wouldn't have to worry about the shipping, and I would be buying all the fabric. As it is, I have to wait for shipping, and that kind of helps me stay a little more accountable. And then on eBay, there was some mismarked fabric. I got a fat half, which now I realize that I need to measure it and make sure it is correctly a fat half. I believe it is. Of tarnished silver, 36 count tarnished silver. It may be better with a white with this. No, that's going to make it look purple. It's about the color of this. Love this piece. Got this for a complete steal. If you were bidding on it, I'm sorry. But love it, love it, love it. It's almost a solid, like there's some veins of different color in it, but it's almost a solid. Come on, camera focus. It's gonna shine. There we go. Love this fabric. And I love the feel of it. Like it's not too soft, but it's not too stiff. Then this is plain Zweigart, 36 count willow green. It says Belfast, which has got me confused because Belfast is 32 count. 36 count is Edinburgh, right? I don't know. It says 36 count Belfast, which doesn't make sense to me. I will count it out before I stitch anything on it. Again, got a fat half. It is solid. It is there. It is truly Zweigart's color. It's not been over dyed. And it's this beautiful kind of green, kind of tan color. Let's see if I can get to show it true to color with a gray card. Come on out. There we go. That's pretty true to color. It's not a hello, I'm green, but it's not tan. I love it. It's a great neutral. And then because old habits die hard, 18 count oatmeal Ada has always been a favorite of mine. I got a fat half of just 18 count Fiddler's Cloth Ada. I like doing ornaments on it or quick stitches, and I think that I've always loved the Fiddler's Cloth with these little, come on, why are you not focusing today? Driving me crazy. The little, here we go, the little brown striations through it. I don't know. I just always thought that was a really fun fabric. Almost done, guys. Almost done. Wait, where's the other? Oh, wait, that's what that is. Haha. This one was not from Connie. I lied. So, something else I have red and the black. 1 or 2. Now I have red and the black. 1, got this. Love this piece. I don't know when I'll start it. So excited that I got it. You can still get, so this is the hard copy. You don't have to look for the hard copy. They do have the PDF on their website, but I kind of like the hard copies of charts. I don't know why, because I don't feel, if somebody wants to borrow this, I can let them borrow it. If I want to de-stash it, I can. The PDFs, you can't do that with. So I'd rather pay a little more, which I didn't. I paid less. For the hard copy to where I can then either gift it or pass the stash or do something with it later without having to break any copyright laws. And then I also purchased this one. This is with big planes coming over. With my needle, not with thy needle, with my needle, which is Ellen Chester. Quaker Samplings 3. Guys, I fell in love with this. This one also came with the 36 count fabric pre-cut for this piece. It is just a antique white linen, nothing special. That was what that weird cut was. I thought that was another one from Connie. It wasn't. It was the one that came with this chart. I'm going to put these together now. I fell in love with this one again because of the red work. So I don't know which one I'm going to start first. If I'm going to do the smaller JBW Designs one, or if I'm going to do this one, which is 379 wide by 116 tall. How about that? I will poll you guys. Let me get back down to it. Where is it? Here it is. Should I, for my first red work piece, I can't say first red work piece. I did an AAN all in red, but not for the sake of it being red work. This will be for the sake of it being red work. Leave a comment below. Should I do Birds and Berries by the JBW Designs first on 25 count 1/1 in the red from Threadworks? It'll probably still be the red from Threadworks. Or should I do Quaker Samplings 3? My dog is asleep underneath all of my bags of whips. Can you hear him snoring? I did not know he was in here. He snuck in here. And he is under all my stuff snoring. Little creeper. Or should I do this Quaker Samplings 3? Probably in the same Redworks Wine Castle. The one that I'm, you know. Get my hand on it. Where is it? There it is. This one, or even a brighter red. Or should I start this one, Quaker Samplings 3? Let me know in the comments below which one you think I should start. And then I will start it soon. This one I won't have to buy anything extra. This one I will have to buy new floss. I know which one my husband is going to vote on. Not new floss, more floss. I also got this Prairie Schooler. Again, couldn't resist the deal. Everything I got was on crazy, crazy sale. This is the 1994 Santa. I've slowly just been collecting these as I find them on sale. I eventually would like to have them all, because that's what I do. But I only grab them if they're on super, super sale. And then this one was one that I found because of this one. Because when I fell in love with this one, I started looking for more of her designs. And found this one. This is Tell Me Ye Knowing. That's easy for me to say. Love the colors. It's got a red house. I love these flowers. Guys, look at those flowers. The saying on it is, tell me ye knowing and discerning few, where I may find a friend both firm and true, who dare stand by me in deep distress, and then his love and friendship most express. I might take out the word him for this, just because, and just have it, tell me ye knowing and discerning few, where I may find a friend both firm and true, who dare stand by me in deep distress, and then love and friendship most express. Just because I feel like that flows better. I don't know why. I don't know where the quote comes from. It says, wrote by Ellen Quigley Chester. So this is not one of my favorites and often found in old samplers. The origin of the verse remains a mystery despite the research efforts of several of us. If you have any ideas, please let me know. So this quote's used a lot apparently on samplers, but then she made her own thing. But there that is. That is it for this video. The problem is I still have 2 packages out that are coming in. So, with that said, that is everything for this video. Thank you for sticking with me for the 2 interruptions, having to turn off the camera and my dog having to go potty. And guys, as always, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your comments. They mean more than you know. As always, please take care of yourself, stay healthy, and happy stitching.